And we are here on this Monday. Oh my gosh, I have to think about it. Nobody wants to be on a Monday, but we are here on the Monday. And man, look, if you click this button, you click this video, you click the title, seen the thumbnail, you already know what I'm talking about. Uh, we have to put some respect on it because it's not good news at all. It's pretty sad, but it ain't tragic. That's the good part. It's not a tragic thing that's going on. What's up, Fearless? How you doing? What's up, Maddo? How you doing? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Thank y'all for coming through, hitting the like button, and being supportive. I appreciate that as always. So, are you good, man? I am good, man. Good to see you back in the chat. How are you, Fearless? Appreciate you, man. Look, so as I was saying, man, Tory Lanez, he got stabbed up in prison. As far as details, there aren't too many details besides the fact that your boy is still alive. They weren't life-threatening injuries, but they were bad enough for him to go to the hospital. Nobody knows the cause or the reason why, but he definitely did, and he's in Bakersfield now in their hospital. Fair sir, you're not good. What's wrong? Why you're not good? Are you feeling any better? Hope you feel better. What's going on, Miro? How you doing? Welcome to the chat. Thank you for your view and your like, along with everyone else. Fearless, your grandma passed. Hey, I'm sorry about that. My condolences to your grandma. I'm sure. Just be happy, that you don't have to worry about any type of pain, any suffering, any type of miserability. Just rejoice. I know a lot of people would take death in a different way. So prayers out for you. I know with me and my people, when we have someone pass in our family, we like to celebrate their life and look at things in a positive way, to where we know we enjoy those times. We enjoy the good times and the memories, and we just move forward with it. I know something like that I had to kind of get better at when I was younger, because I used to be more passive when it comes to emotion, and things like that didn't really move me. But as I got older, I found that balance between emotion and solidarity within my feelings. So it's okay to mourn. It's okay to cry. It's okay to accept things. But the most important thing is to move forward and to understand that feeling pain, sorrow, or any anguish is not going to help. Only moving on would definitely rest that person's soul. So my condolences to you, and I hope everything smooths out for you in your mental and in your life, period. Mallow says, sorry to hear that, with the prayer hands, of course. How you doing, Miro? What's going on? Rhea Ripley fan in the building. EO Sky versus Roxanne and Killia. Yeah, that is tonight. Rhea Ripley, EO Sky versus Roxanne and Killia on Monday Night Raw. Thank you for that update. Yes, but yeah, Tory Lanez, just for those who did not hear, he did get stabbed in prison in the yard. He was stabbed in the yard. Thank you for that like too. I appreciate it. Yeah, he was stabbed in the prison yard. Like I say, it wasn't anything life threatening, but it was bad enough for him to go to the hospital. And there's still more news and stuff to cover with that. It just hasn't come out yet. Not much is happening right now to let us know. Mal says, thought he was a celeb who would be protected in jail. You would think so. I guess in certain situations, I would assume that they, for the most part, are. But if someone was to stab Tory in the yard, I would assume it'd be a very precise method to it, to where it's not something that's so commonplace. Like I said several times, other people, these celebrities, they get to drop albums and have podcasts while locked up somehow. I don't know the system or the method. I know they get good treatment, they get good food, all that. So I would assume that their time with the other inmates, especially in the yard, is very limited. I know he utilized a lot of his time getting swole and working out and stuff. But as far as everything else, I mean, they probably was waiting for him, to be honest, because it's really, if anything, they probably would have been trying to get him. but this might have been one of those opportune times. So that's probably why it happened the way it did and when. So I'm not too surprised. Mr. Beatrix, how you doing? Oh, hi, where are you from? Please hit that like button, Mr. Beatrix. Thank you. I'm from America, from Illinois. I appreciate it. Illinois, Tennessee, back and forth. I'm a hybrid baby, so I've been in both half my life. So yeah. Fearless said my mom's mom is dead 3 months after my dad's mom died. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry about that, man. And I have not been able to go to school for 2 weeks. See, the thing is, Fearless, too, when you're dealing with depression, that's what it sounds like. Um, I really think you should look at it more so on the perspective that these beings in your life that have been here, that have been around, are looking down on you with the most anticipation for your success. If anything, I'm sure they're looking down saying they want you to move forward and they want you to have the strength to carry that and use it as a strength. Use that loss as a strength. Don't let it weaken you. Don't let it weaken your spirit, none of that, or your mental. Use it as a strength. You know what I mean? That's something I try to remind myself. Somebody that I know is gone or I've lost, try to use that as a strength to move forward and have some type of motivation and drive. I know I've been lacking in that. So I want to use that as a tool. That's what they would want us to do, is to use that their passing as a vehicle for growth and production. So, Godspeed to you. I hope you feel better and you gotta get back in that school and just make it work, man. Make it work for you. Man, so also thoughts on Derek Carr retiring from your team. Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like it's one of them things where it's I think some people feel like it ain't too big of a deal, a difference maker, and others feel like, well, they kind of need you for at least moral support. So maybe it's a tug of war with. I'm not really sure. My personal opinion, I feel like he served his time when he did, and even though he did, to me, great in what he did do, so when it's time to call quits, it's time to call quits. I can't tell somebody, like, what I'm saying, that they can't be like that or can't act like that just based on how I think they should be or how I feel. Because if that was the case, I feel the same way about Derrick Rose retiring, and others. You know what I mean? When it's people's time, it's their time. So it is what it is. Miro, WWE, Happy New Year 2026. Mel says, and your first memory of Sabu? My first memory of Sabu, I think was actually, was it TNA? I feel like it was TNA. I think it was TNA because I didn't know who Sabu was, and I just started watching TNA. And this was before they start bringing, like, if I'm getting the timelines right, I might be getting them wrong. I know it was before ECW One Night Stand. I believe it was before that. So it had to have been TNA, I believe, and I didn't know who he was. And I went back, watched stuff, came back, and he ended up being WWE. It's one of the two. It might have been ECW One Night Stand. I don't know. But I remember seeing him. Whenever I did see him, I remember him being a memory. So I might have saw him years ago and didn't know who he was then. But I remember the whole point to the sky thing and him being just a crazy daredevil type guy. Wherever I seen him at first. But yeah, I've been a fan of Sabu for a long time. He was always my favorite back then, before I met RVD and before I even knew RVD was part ECW. Then RVD became my favorite. But Sabu was definitely always there. Yeah, he was always my first favorite ECW guy. Muriel did a Saturday night's main event, which I don't know if I should even watch it. It might be good, it might not be. Fearless say, no, for real, Fearless. I do hope you take that, man, and just, like I say, everybody has their own way. Everybody has their own way to grieve. Everybody has their own way to move forward. I just hope it works for you. If it don't work for you that way, you have to use something else to give you the courage to move forward. Otherwise, if you stay stuck and go down, it's not going to help you. It's going to make it worse. The mental is so much worse than the physical. It's crazy. The mental can have you do things that you didn't even think you were possible of doing, capable of doing, and a lot of times it could be negative. So just use that as a strength, man. You got to use that strength and press on. And press on. Lafayette in the building. What's going on, Rob? How you doing? Praise the Lord indeed. It is a warm day. It is raining halfway here, and it stopped raining too. Half and half. Yeah, bipolar weather. Muriel said, we repeat Saturday night's main event versus Nia Jax. Interesting. Fearless, my friends have asked me if I'm okay, but I'm just not. But I'm going to school tomorrow. Hey, bro. So go to school tomorrow. If you don't want to talk to nobody, don't talk to nobody. Don't let nobody or nothing trigger you. Just make sure you're present at school and just do you. That's it. That's all you can do. Because you might not be ready to move forward. You might not be ready to be in a better spot right now. You might want to grieve and let it sit. All I can say is do what you got to do. He says to try, you got to. Trust me, it will work and you will see better days. I'm not saying it to try to make you feel better. I'm not saying it to just, say things that's nice on some Disney Channel-ish. I'm telling you the truth. You got to use that and you got to move forward. When my aunt passed, my aunt was more like a sister to me because we were so close in age. But when she passed, and I ended up going to work, yeah, I was still me, but I was much quieter than I usually was, and I had to deal with it. And I dealt with it in a way to where it worked out for me still. I could still be myself. I carried her with me. It hurt, but it only fueled me to want more and to do more and to see that there is more to what I'm doing than what I'm doing. And remind me that anything can happen at any time. So utilize your time as much as possible. And that's why I got to remind myself to this day. Rob said, what year was it? It might have been 2004. I'm trying to remember when I first watch TNA because I was looking for an alternative to WWE because I was like, SmackDown, Raw, that's it. I need something else. Or I didn't have cable or someone else where I couldn't watch WWE, so I needed an alternative. I found TNA, or my mom found TNA for me, let me know about it, and I started watching it since then. I might have been watching the VHS before, and then I ended up seeing them on TV. One of the other. So I remember AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, Shark Boy, Chris Sabin, Motor City Machine Guns, all of them. I remember everybody. Bobby Roode, everybody, the Canadians, everybody. Got Pete Williamson with the Canadian story. I remember all that, the X Division, all that when it started. So it was around that time. So maybe Sabu might have come later because I came in right when Rhino came over there and became their world champion. That's when I first started watching TNA, and then Christian, and then Booker T and Kurt Angle and all them. So yeah, with Kurt Angle, then Booker T. Miro said Buddy Murphy back in. I hope so. Let me find a report saying Buddy Murphy in the WWE. I'm gonna spaz out. He in my top 5. Mel said, did you see Cena hit the attitude adjustment on R-Truth on the post-backlash press conference? It's official. They're going one-on-one at Saturday Night's Main Event in Tampa 2 weeks. Okay, so since you told me that, I just might watch Saturday Night's Main Event. Yes, I did see that I did see that press conference. I saw him do the attitude adjustment thanks to Rob. That's going to be dope. I didn't know they had a match. I was thinking that'd be dope if they did, just based on the reference to their match at Capital Punishment years ago for the world title, but I didn't think they'd actually do it. But Saturday Night's Main Event is the perfect spot for Cena to fight R-Truth. That's going to be perfect and hilarious. And seeing Cena versus Cena, basically, that's going to be dope. Rob said, you watched the recent Patrick Clark Jr. video? I have not. I know you told me about it, I think. I don't know, but I have not. AML said, last time R-Truth turned heel with the cigarette smoking in 2010. And they told me he could do it, so he's like, I'm going to do it. That's crazy. Muriel did WrestleMania 42, Buddy Murphy versus Dominic Mysterio. That would be hard. Rob said, if I may ask, was your mama a TNA fan? No, she was not. She just knew I was a wrestling fan. That's the only reason why she found it for me. Rob said Booker T had earned his same pride back when he left the day in '07, right? He had to leave that King Booker in the past. Muriel says CM vs R-Truth turned heel with the championship. Very nice main event. That's gonna be dope. I'm looking forward to all that. And also, 27 years ago today, DMX dropped "It's Dark and Hell Is Hot" debut album. 27 years ago today, and I mentioned that too because I mentioned that also because DMX is the reason why I rap to this day. He's the first person I listened to thoroughly when I was a kid, like 6 or 7, and I was like, I gotta be a rapper. I got to. Pop came later. All of them came later, but DMX was my first one, and I was like, this is it. I want to be like DMX. That was it. Raw Mal said, how mid will Raw be tonight? LOL, 1 to 10. Fairly mid. I mean, we kind of paused from everything for Backlash. No Seth, no Braun Breaker, no Sami Zayn, none of that. A lot of the stories got paused for Backlash. Backlash still ended up being cool, but it was like everything's kind of feels like it's 2 weeks old now. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they pick it up. I'm still going to give it like a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6. Probably gonna be a 6 out of 10 tonight. Miro, Rhea Ripley, main event, Nia Jax. I'm looking forward to it. Rob said Vegeta was I'll take you back. But she was like, all right, I'll take you back. Man, you funny. Where DMX was a Super Saiyan 3. Fun fact, DMX was the first black to go Super Saiyan 3. Hey, you are not lying. And another fun fact, DMX was one of the only original ones to sell diamond status on his album, which that's not really a thing. It is a thing now, but the record, the tier has gone down to 10 million when it used to be 100 million. That's what Michael Jackson sold, DMX, Eminem, the Beatles, all that. So now anybody can go diamond, which is dumb. But DMX is Dark and Hell is Hot, Flesh My Flesh, Blood My Blood. I believe they both went diamond, which is insane. So with that being said, I better get up out of here. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate y'all tuning in as always. And thank you guys for just always being there. Fearless, be better, be good, bro. Be cool, smile, through it all, be positive, and use that as a strength. Trust me. Experience. Trust me. Use that as a strength, my guy. Thank y'all for the like. Thank y'all for the views. Rob says, see you, my brother. You dope. And you doper, my boy. I appreciate it. I'm going to see y'all same time tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. Thank you, Mado, and everybody else in the chat. Miro, Pastor Energy says, thanks for passing the energy. Welcome aboard, and I appreciate that. Same here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch y'all later. All right.